Good morning, students of standard 12. Today we are going to discuss topic Michelson and Stahl experiment from chapter 6, molecular basis of inheritance. Michelson and Stahl experimented on E. coli bacteria and found that DNA replication is semi-conservative. Students, it was a very important discovery where scientists Michelson and Stahl, who experimented on bacteria named E. coli, found that DNA replication is semi-conservative. Students, DNA replication is actually a method where DNA divides. So students, this point can become more clear with this picture. Students, if you concentrate here, you can notice that E. coli bacteria are being cultured. So students, here you can notice the name also, E. coli bacteria. Apart from that, you can also notice two different forms of nitrogen, which is here N15, that is the heavy nitrogen, and here N14, which is the light nitrogen. So it is heavy nitrogen and this is light nitrogen, which is being utilized to label the DNA of the E. coli bacteria. Initially, Michelson and Stahl cultured E. coli bacteria in a medium containing higher concentration of heavy nitrogen. So students, initially scientists Michelson and Stahl cultured E. coli bacteria, that is, provided the bacteria E. coli with the necessary nutritive substances to grow faster. But students, this medium in which the E. coli was cultured by scientists Michelson and Stahl was containing higher concentration of heavy nitrogen. So students, heavy nitrogen is N15, which you can see students here also, N15. So students, this is the medium which you can notice, and in this medium there were presence of the specific nitrogen 15 in the medium. So students, it's mentioned here, if you concentrate in this picture, that here E. coli was being cultured in the medium containing N15. Students, this was further rotated with the help of CaCl, that is the cesium chloride, and is further centrifuged, and it was noticed that the DNA of the E. coli bacteria was now labeled with heavy N15, and it was showing N15 and N15 in both the strands. So students, by culturing the E. coli bacteria in the heavy nitrogen, made the DNA of the E. coli bacteria labeled with the N15, that is heavy nitrogen. E. coli bacteria was later cultured in a medium with concentration of light nitrogen. So students, E. coli bacteria was later cultured, that was further nourished in a medium which was having higher concentration of light nitrogen. So students, light nitrogen is N14. So students, this concept can become more clear with the help of this picture. If you concentrate here in this picture, students, you can find that initially the DNA, students, this is the DNA, is initially cultured in the N15 nutritive medium, but thereafter it is now again cultured in the N14. The extracted DNA were centrifuged and measured to get their densities. So students, the DNA has been extracted and were first centrifuged. Students, centrifugation is the process in which the materials are rotated at a quite faster speed, so that the materials with higher densities settle at the bottom, whereas the materials with lower densities remain suspended in the upper region of the test tube. So students, here we can easily notice that this device is rotating the test tubes, which is further covered with the glass and is further rotated at a very higher speed. The DNA extracted from the culture after one generation of transfer from the heavy medium to the light medium showed a hybrid density. So students, this was a huge observation which was observed by Michelson and Stahl, in which scientists Michelson and Stahl noticed that DNA which was extracted from the culture, where initially they were nourished in the heavy medium. Students, here the heavy medium represents N15, and thereafter they were further transferred to the lighter medium, which was the N14, and the result of this transition from the N15 to the N14 culturing medium led to the observation where initially when the DNA of the E. coli bacteria was cultured or was leveled in the N15, then initially the hybrid form of the DNA was being produced. Now students, hybrid clearly represents here that there are presence of N15 strands also. Students, here you can see one of the strand is N15, and students, the other strand is N14. So students, in the same DNA, one strand is N15 and the other strand is of N14, and this kind of presence of the DNA was called as hybrid DNA. So students, this was the hybrid DNA. The DNA extracted from culture after 2 generations showed equal amounts of light DNA and hybrid DNA. So students, the DNA which was extracted from the culture after 2 generations showed equal amount of light DNA and hybrid DNA. So students, when we notice initially when the DNA of the E. coli was cultured in the medium containing heavy nitrogen, that is N15. So students, we can notice that all the DNA were leveled N15, and in the next generation, that is first generation, there was presence of hybrid DNA, where one of the strand was of N15 and the other strand was of N14. So students, their hybrid DNA was approximately 100%. But when we again notice in the generation 2, that is second generation, we can notice that here the hybrid generation was of 50% and the other light and heavy, that is hybrid, was also of 50%. Now when the Meselson and Stahl again noted the third generation of the E. coli bacteria, then they observed that 75% of the light bacteria stained with N14 nitrogen were obtained, but still 25% of the light and heavy, that is hybrid, was also present. So students, it was a major discovery which was done by Meselson and Stahl, where they were successful in showing that initially if the E. coli was stained with N15, that is heavy nitrogen, then the first generation will be 100% N15, whereas the next second generation will be the hybrid variety, and if again stained with the N14, then the two were of N14. But students, N15 was still present in the hybrid form even in the third generation. So students, it was a major observation exhibited by the E. coli bacteria. When E. coli was grown for more generations, amount of light DNA obtained was higher, but hybrid DNA was also present. So students, when E. coli bacteria was grown for even more generations, it was again observed by Meselson and Stahl that light DNA was obtained in a very higher proportion, but still hybrid DNA was also present. So students, if you concentrate in this picture, you can notice that in the first replication there was presence of the hybrid DNA, whereas in the second generation there was presence of the light DNA stained with N14, but still there was presence of hybrid DNA which was stained with N15 and N14. This further confirmed that DNA replication is semi-conservative. So students, this further confirmed that the process by which the DNA divides is not conservative and neither it is dispersive, rather it is semi-conservative. Now students, let's discuss an important question. What are various methods of DNA replication? The following are the methods of DNA replication: conservative, semi-conservative, dispersive. Thank you students.